What's up, guys? I'm SaltEMike, and this is your Star Citizen Week in Review for June 29th, 2026. 4.9 is out of Evo and in Wave 1, but it's currently lacking its highlight features, but they also added some kind of cool stuff that I had a decent time with. All that and more on today's Week in Review. And as always, if this is your first week in review, this is where I take all of the official Star Citizen news each week, put it into one video, and share some of my opinions about it. I also live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SaltEMike. Stop by and say hi if you guys haven't yet. No sponsors this week, so if you want to support the channel, just enjoy the video. Check out the merch store at saltemike.tv, and yeah, let's just get into the patch notes. To start off, I'm going to have to be honest. I didn't test any Evo patches this cycle. After SCL last week, it was kind of sounding sure that the content that we were testing, instancing Siege in Evo, was not going to make the initial 4.9 release, so it was kind of feeling all for naught, and staying up late to test that just didn't feel worth it. Also, I'm feeling zero excitement around 4.8 right now, and just Star Citizen in general. So I took a break and played Valheim all week, and I was reminded what progression in games is supposed to feel like, not the progression we have in Star Citizen. So I'll have to apologize, as each week I try to speak from experience when I do these videos. This week, I'll just be reporting what the notes say, and, you know, that's kind of what we want to do different here from everyone else. Wednesday, 4.9 Evocati was our first patch update, so Monday and Tuesday was nothing, and this week in Star Citizen also said nothing. And Siege of Orison was introduced in the patch, along with instancing. This was the fully reworked Siege, and the big change, besides instancing, of course, is that they removed the ship aspects of the mission completely. It is just an FPS mission. I saw a comment about this. CIG has not really successfully done FPS and ship combat. I think Hathor is probably the closest thing to where they've done that successfully. And each island is just progressively more difficult now, so we still have the island gameplay, so it's not completely reworked. They significantly changed the visuals of the Ninetales, like we saw in last week's roadmap image, and the test was focused mainly on the first island, but not because they wanted it to be, because there's bugs about getting to the second island. They limited the instance to only 4 players. Reminder, the Siege play space is massive, so 4 players have to cover a lot of ground. The instance is locked to party members only. If you try to bring more than 4, the first 4 players are going to get in, and the rest get locked out, basically. They can't even start a new random instance. So if you go with less than 4 or solo, you can do that. And, you know, the flip side of this is that players can join your party and join your mission in progress, which is kind of a nice touch. And the place to start the mission is the same. None of that has changed. You go to the top of the Crusader building in Orison, and they also included new missions for Recco. But yeah, I noticed people were saying that they were not able to see these missions, but then I know people did some of the missions during the PTU, so who knows what was going on there. In terms of difficulty, some people complained about Siege, and Phil, the producer for Star Citizen, like the overall Star Citizen producer at CIG, informed people that, yeah, keep giving your feedback and they'll adjust the difficulty level if they feel like they need to. For bugs, I got to point out a huge one that was in this patch, and I hope they actually fix this. I don't know if you guys have noticed if this happens to you, but it does. If you craft something with gems, if you have like a stack of 100 gems, it will eat all of those, even if the recipe only required 2 of them. It's a terrible experience. So yeah, and the workaround is to deal with Star Citizen's $1 billion inventory system, which is, yeah, the worst experience in gaming, in my opinion. Thursday, we got another 4.9 Evocati. This patch, they start out with just adjusting some loot pools at both Recco Battaglia missions as well as Siege, and I think loot in general is kind of a place that CIG can really improve on a lot in the next few years, or period of time, I guess. They've been doing kind of not a lot on that in the last year and a half, a little bit maybe, but with the advent of crafting, it kind of, all that loot feels different and less exciting and not really connected to that system yet. Speaking of exciting, the next update is probably the biggest change, if instancing doesn't come in, of course, in 4.9. We're going to know now if we're hitting shields because we have hit markers, armor hit markers, hull hit markers, destroying component hit markers, and also deflection markers. I was unable to get deflection marker footage. I should have... Actually, I can't believe I forgot to test that, so I apologize there. I actually did jump into Wave 1 and did some testing here, and I don't know why this didn't cross my mind, so I'll make sure I try and get that for next week. This footage, again, is from Wave 1, and yeah, I like this. I think, in general, just feedback-wise, I think it's giving the proper feedback to me. I know I'm hitting shields, I know I'm hitting armor, I know I'm hitting components. It all makes sense. It could probably be a little bit smaller, or they can give us the players a little bit of control at some point with this. I don't think we need a menu right now, today, tomorrow, but somewhat soon. It would be nice to have a little bit more control over those hit markers, and maybe just, I don't know, like CSGO, we have complete control over what our pips look like, perhaps. On Friday, that is when 4.9 hit Wave 1. The main addition here is something we saw in the roadmap update last week, and that's these ordnance boxes that magically appear on missiles when they're placed on a cargo grid. I think it kind of looks weird when you're picking them up and placing them down. Also, the box has no collision. It's just kind of a visual thing to make Star Citizen look better. And yeah, I think it's fine to do this, right? Visual changes to make things not look like they're floating, of course. But I really think we need to focus on real quality of life and actually building out systems in Star Citizen in which we're going to play with in 1.0. They talk about 1.0 all the time, and then they do these 0.1 type changes. So real quality of life would be creating solutions that are just have less friction, right? And I'm just not a huge fan of visual tweaks when the actual mechanic is unfun. I wish they would put all of their effort into fun, not pretty yet. Once we decide it's fun, make it Star Citizen pretty. And then you don't have to do anything with it other than bug fix it, right? They also dealt with some annoying repair issues on landing pads with cap ships, but I'm curious because I don't fly cap ships, and I'm wondering if they're fixing any issues around landing pads with all ships, because I'm still dealing with that, right? That was one thing that crossed my mind there. And then outside of this, I spent some time with the super heavy armor. It's got 90% damage reduction. You can't run with the gun. You can run a little bit when you don't have it. You can't jump with it, but you can jump if the gun is held down, where it is Alt R, left Alt R. I was even able to kind of tank a plasma grenade. It feels pretty strong. It might be balanced in PvP because it's not that difficult to kill, but it is probably overpowered in PvE. I was able to, again, tank a plasma grenade. In the end, I had fun with it, and that has to matter, right? The amount of fun I was having was quite high. Reco missions are in Wave 1, but they're quite bad. They require you to find, like, my example was just, you got to find iron somewhere, and then you got to break iron somewhere. Kind of implies there should be like a marker that tells you where to go. I think that's where these missions can be successful. Now, people who played Evo said the Reco story missions, which are not in, were exactly like these missions that I had, but they did give you markers. So let's hold out and see before we, give too much feedback on that. Let them properly come in, I guess. The next step of insurance is showing up with freight elevators having not the menu that pops up, but it's the freight elevator itself is the claim menu. And, you click a little claim menu at the top right, and then it tells you where the items are, where they came from. Platform, for example, is from the website. That's where everything I had here. And just a note, I'm at my home location when I'm using this, but all of my stuff is somewhere else and needs to be claimed. There are definitely LTP issues in this patch, which is extremely scary for anybody who is grinding 4.8. But in general, it's just hard to be excited about insurance. I think most people know that the current plan of insurance in this game is what keeps me up at night. It's what everything that I get frustrated about in Star Citizen stems from their ideas around insurance. So it's hard for me to be excited to see this push forward. I, as many of you know, think loss will be the best economic driver, but We need a full system to realize any of this, and what we have right now is like 5% of an insurance system. Okay, no video updates, no monthly report, no roadmap updates, so we're going straight to other updates, and it's pretty short, so let's get into it. And of course, we start out with a sneak peek. So I had no idea what the heck this one was, and I was looking deep into the reflection to see if I saw anything, and it looks just like a regular Drake ship. I checked on Reddit, and the consensus is that this is a leak that they had seen a while back, which is just a new bobblehead that you're going to buy on the store, or is a monthly bundle, or is the subscriber item. Nothing gameplay related. Again, just funding with this game. This year has been trying, I gotta say, where every piece of content outside of SCL has been pure marketing. Even the patches, mostly. It's been all ship sale stuff. Very, very little content. I think maybe I didn't enjoy Tactical Strike Groups enough, and maybe that's why I'm feeling that way, but it's not a Star Citizen sneak peek when every week it's a sale. Can we stop this? It's garbage at this point. It's very frustrating. I want to follow Star Citizen. I don't want to be marketed to what the next ship sale thing is every minute of every day from this company. I'm not even angry. This isn't, it's just I want to follow Star Citizen. I don't think this is like an angry take or something that should upset anybody in the community. Every week, it's what the next sale is going to be. It's frustrating. Jump Point, just like the sneak peek, everything in the Jump Point is about ship sales. The Odin, the M80, they already happened, so it's kind of whatever. It's the behind the scenes of those. So if you're interested in the concept art stuff, obviously this is more fun. And the Odin concepts, I'm sorry, I thought they were horrible. I think they chose the best option for the final product there for sure. M80 stayed closer to the original concept. And yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can check the link in the description for the full magazine there. Then this is mostly a nothing burger, but it's kind of interesting. They posted a recruiting video on LinkedIn, and they're trying to get some more quality hires or something at a jobs fair in Brighton. And there was a little thing of note. There is a dog that was being mocapped in the video. I don't think this was used for mocap for the Copians because of the shape of the animal, but maybe it could be for a new creature. It could be for the stretch goal for pets. It could be just for Squadron. Who knows? But it might be worth mentioning that something interesting might be coming in the future. And then we had a couple dev posts, QV station loot. There's been an issue around QV stations and loot for some time now, but it's not just there, but the only place that seems to get developer attention with loot seems to be QV stations for some reason. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but CZs have largely been ignored all year and have had tons of similar loot issues. Regardless, Niku chimes in and lets us know that they are aware of the issue and want to get it fixed. And maybe that'll fix the other locations too, but no update on what that fix is and when it will be. Banu Merchantman news. Okay. The news here isn't the best, but it's not completely ignoring it like they normally do, so that's good, I guess. It's simply John Cruz saying that they will absolutely not hide work on the ship when it starts. They know this ship is a pain point for the community and would not hold back news for anything around this ship for the sake of hype or anything like that. They will let us know when it starts production in the monthly report. And in 10 years maybe. Again, anybody who's a Banu Merchantman fan, anybody who's a Drake Kraken Privateer fan, we need proper, crafting, base building, store, economy. There's so many things that need to come in before you want them to work on those ships, because many ships have come out before their gameplay has been figured out, and all of those ships are obsolete. So them delaying the Banu Merchantman might be the best thing that ever happened to it. But yeah, I know you want it, but you want it to be good too, right? So let's make the systems first, then make the ships. It's the thing Star Citizen always does wrong. But anyway, that is our video this week. Thank you so much for watching. I should be playing a lot more 4.9 hopefully next week, and we will have a roadmap update, which will probably determine what's going to be in 4.9, and probably a monthly report next week potentially as well. So kind of exciting for that. In the end, let me know how you guys are feeling currently about Star Citizen. If you're playing other games, what are you playing? That sand game I heard is pretty cool. I might try to check that out. But yeah, outside of that, enjoy your week. My dog turns 2 today, so say happy birthday, Clover, in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching.